Morning, everyone. Welcome to this morning's edition of the NBC Markets Morning Call. Happy Friday, everyone. It's the 14th of August. Stocks hit fresh records in the States. S&P, NAS, I don't know whether NAS, S&P particularly, and the Russell, as inflation cooled. I don't know when 4.7% became cool inflation, but apparently it did. So Phil, I mean, obviously we're both bond market backgrounds. I think we went through the first 10 years of our career watching CPI and PPI come in at 0.1 for exactly 10 years straight. 4.7 is cooling is not a world that
not one we're used to.
Not one that really anyone's used to. And it just really looks like the 30-year auction last night was the highest yield the US government's paid since 2001.
God.
So basically what they're doing, they're just inflating. They're still printing money. They're inflating away their debt. Basically, whilst everyone's worried about higher rates in the US affecting precious metals, I don't think you can probably own enough store of value at the moment because I think it was something on the lines of someone described the US dollar as a meme coin. Bought this back in 2013. It's worth half of its purchasing power. So the US dollar is half its purchasing power that it was in 2013 now. But every government in the world's doing it. So everyone goes, well, US dollar's strong. Well, it's not really. It's just it's the least worst currency, I suppose, in the world, mainly because they own the most amount of naval ships and military stuff, which Iran's proving is increasingly useless. So Iran does have control of the Strait, according to everyone except Donald Trump and Peter Hegseth. Every journalist, even US, every expert is saying that they got control of the Strait, except Trump. He had a massive win last night. He managed to get another building named after himself, which was challenged. Anyway, we don't need to go to that. But
don't ruin the day.
Don't ruin the day. It's the made-up Trump world. But all the technicals are pretty strong for the US, obviously. We're up for the week, albeit by 0.5%. As I warned you on the podcast last week, it's always decided by. So you and JT,
I'm bullish.
No, you were bearish, mate. I've got the evidence.
No, I wasn't. Come on. I'm going to go back and.
Well,
anyway, we'll see.
We'll double check. Well, you have to watch the podcast to find out, basically. But I think you find I'm right.
Anyway,
back to markets. Tesla, Meta, and Micron doing well. SK Hynix was up like 7 or 8% last night. And this lovely little area in the middle of the screen here, that is the the SaaSpocalypse looks pretty green, doesn't it?
I think.
So I think we were looking at it this morning. On average, the 6 names that we bought in our software survivors strategy are on average up 50%. Actually, probably on average up nearly 60%. WiseTech's the only laggard, but that's nothing to do with the company. It's to do with someone who happens to own a lot of shares and lacks social discipline. But Intel rallied back a bit. Cisco got hit. It wasn't a great report from them. But look, generally, it was a bit of a model. Cisco lags rivals. It's only slightly outpacing it's outpacing the Nasdaq, but Broadcom's the biggest laggard, really. Only up 20%. Nasdaq up 14%. Dell. That up 284% in 2026. Palo Alto, I don't know why that's there because they don't do what the others do. That's a very weird one. But that Dell can only come to tears at some stage. But although I think their blade servers are doing quite well. And Broadcom's not done. Apple's their biggest customer. They make a lot of the stuff for phones and mobile devices, but and they're losing ground to the people they're selling to are actually going and making their own. So ASX earnings, Phil. Starting with the ASX up 9%.
So I know, who would have thought?
Look, I had it as stock of the day yesterday
Yep.
on the call. There's green shoots of turnaround there.
Yep.
As a renowned, well, multi-decade hater of the ASX, from futures days, like
that's what I'm saying.
If all of these things that they've started to turn around, if they continue and the culture, very happy for them. And it's not you want a healthy exchange. We are obviously domiciled in Australia, and you want a healthy stock exchange and pipeline of new IPOs. So they're going to actually get some of those big Glencore's coming. They're going to get that Sharon AI, which is the most Australian name for an AI in history, and a couple of other decent. Thermos is going to be here as well. So after a big drought of pretty much just junior mining IPOs, which is the bread and butter. I mean, there is green shoots. Hopefully they execute, and hopefully, the ASIC sticks to their word and gets rid of the old guard who just pretty much had 20 years of driving that company into the ground. And then, but anything else there that really?
I think the standouts were Orange Energy. That was quite interesting. It's a traded well, and I mentioned about their product yesterday, the Kraken thing.
No, explain that.
Yeah, basically, it's one of the things they bought it from the UK. It's basically used for sort of solar power stuff and renewables and stuff. I think that's been a great thing. Also, Treasury Wine Estates.
Yes.
So you mentioned a big investor. He's actually a French guy.
Yes.
Who would think a French guy buying into an Australian wine company?
Well, he's been buying in small clips for ages. Not enough to but I mean, I think he's like the biggest owner of premium vineyards or wineries in the world, and he was just nibbling away. Not enough that it was going to be a takeover bid. But that US Dow Wines or whatever it is, the biggest is the biggest 12% of the US wine market between $30 and $100. So I mean but it was obviously a big swing doing that.
Just quickly, IAG so reinforces the insurers have been under a fair bit of pressure lately. We've got QBE today, so that'll be quite interesting when we go move forward, and we'll see how
Aurora, cardboard boxes, Transurban, Snooze, Telstra, Snooze. Basically, anyone who's holding on to Telstra now for the dividend should go to our website and get triple the yield for probably about the same movement in the thing. So Baby Bunting unverified was on the list today. Don't know.
It did report.
It did, right?
And said it's been hit by fuel costs. Yep. So they'll be. I know. I don't know how that was for pushing a brand, but no.
Well,
it's obviously getting the stuff to the stock to the stores, but
QBE, Abacus, Storage King. That'll be a bit of a snooze as well, I'm assuming. And
maybe QBE, with insurance.
Yeah, IPD Group as well, but I essentially did a quick analysis on that. We do quite like that because it does electrification in terms of rolls out the EV charging stations. It does it sells parts and does a lot of electrical engineering for data centers and things like that. It was a private company for 50 years. One of our clients actually had an industrial electrical engineering company and said they're very good operators. We've had it in the past and it's been quite good, but from what the very quick AI scan was largely priced as a quality company, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens today when the market opens. Look, gold and silver off a little bit last night, but fairly good couple of weeks in that. Copper drifted as well. I think just coming off those record highs. Crude dropped, but still was the best performer in the week. Coal was shut, but still up 4 for the week. Lithium, everything sort of had a breather pretty much from the first 4 days of the week. Very rare to see Bitcoin unchanged. But it is what it is. And US dollar slightly higher, which now that rate expectations are supposed to be lower, but we've got that dollar yen where they intervened. It's back at that critical level again, and there's a lot of jokes. It was a meme of someone with a water pistol trying to put out a bushfire. They said this is live action from the Fed trying to stop the yen from.
You think they'd learn, wouldn't you? I mean,
but when I suppose if you're printing money to spend on it, what do you care? But yeah, so we are going to have a look into the forgotten thematics of 2026. We normally don't have to do this, but in the Trump world, it's like we've had 6 years of news in 6 months. And there was a lot of thematics we were talking about at the start of the year, like critical minerals, for instance. Obviously, even software, we started talking about it a little bit more, but I mean, we've had massive moves in that. Nuclear as well, forgotten. So we're going to go and have a little bit of a look back on that. And a little bit of a sneak peek into, we've got a AI enablement, or the second phase of AI. Last year we did an investment which was insanely popular. The hyperscaling AI was our biggest selling investment to date at that point. We're doing well, given this move so quickly, this whole sort of theme. We were looking into it today, and we've sort of increasingly, we're already at phase 2, where we're starting to. It's not just about the data centers and the chips, all that sort of priced in. We're now looking at things, like neo cloud and inference chips, and so. We've got a strategy that will be selling for the next 3 weeks in this AI enablement. It'll be 4 strategies there, and structured investments, and we'll have a webinar Tuesday, not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after. As all things AI, I'll just interview Kai, because I'm probably not bringing a hell of a lot to the table.
Don't interview me.
And if you want your ASX earnings calendar, it's going to get pretty heavy next week. We've got NAB, CSL, BHP, Stockland Group, Northern Star. James Hardy's. There might have been a quarterly that it gave.
It was a quarterly.
Mirvac. I mean, look, Cochlear. That'll be interesting. JB Hi-Fi on Monday.
We've got PME next.
I'm not entirely sure. Probably that's the top 5 market cap per day, so it probably doesn't quite qualify. But yeah, go to mcinvest.co/earnings. As always, we've got income going on. Banks at around that 10 mark. So if you're sick of getting,
4, 3,
3%, well, plus franking, so if you're happy with 4, you'll be even happier with 10.
And don't forget the price moves. The banks haven't been performing too well on the downside, which doesn't affect the coup.
Which doesn't affect these things. So that's also a pretty popular investment. With the same underlying assets, and you actually take advantage of the fact that they don't move a lot. So fbcmarkets.com.au/income. Make sure you tune into the podcast this afternoon. We'll have the full suite, Kai and Jonathan on as well. If we don't see you on the podcast, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
We'll speak Monday.
Thank you.